With the elections only 62 days away from today, this live session, the bull run is absolutely imminent. Okay. Now, nothing in life is certain or guaranteed. However, if you follow the history of what has happened with Bitcoin through its cycles in election years, it tends to have bull runs in election years. Now, isn't this very interesting that you can see here 2016 to 2017 bull cycle? Here was the election date, November 4th. As I've said to you on my previous videos, boom, bull cycle. 2020, 2021 election, boom, bull cycle. Now, I just want to show you something even more profound and very interesting, right? The 2016-2017 bull cycle, look at what happened when Trump was in this position, okay? It's only been the last 4 years that Biden has been here. And look at this, what happened to Biden. Stifle, corruption, crash, bandicoots. All right. So today we are only 62 days away from the beginning of this bull cycle. So based on the historical patterns, you can see here that it is almost inevitable that it is going to unfold. Now, who knows if it's going to rally higher than this? I don't know. Is it going to sit under the green line? Because you can see there's somewhat similar patterns that unfold here. Very, very interesting that there's a spike here, spike here, spike here, spike here, spike here. Very, very interesting to see this. Now, thank you for being back with me on the Crypto Bliss Show, the live spotlight channel show. I have been pumping videos for you over the last few days, but yet I see the views are so low, and I just don't know why. In comparison to the views from like 4 weeks ago, a month ago. Anyways, I think it's because I could have possibly taken a 3-week business sabbatical there because I desperately needed to get on with our work in our business. So anyways, now is not the time to unfold any more nonsense. So make sure to stay tuned because this video is going to be jam-packed with massive information, super killer whale alpha information. You're going to want to stay tuned. So let's delve right in. Today, the cryptocurrency market cap is currently sitting at a mighty $2.14 trillion. It's down 0.9% for the day. Trading volume is bleak as anything. Some coins are pumping. I mean, check this coin here. Props. 4,700% up. Props. Now, I heard a little bit about that coin, actually. So very interesting to see it there. Bitcoin is currently sitting at a $1.15 trillion market cap. It's just hanging on nicely above the $1 trillion market cap. Ethereum is sitting at $300 billion at a $2,500 price. So mad crazy because Tether continues to print money. Boom. As you see, it's now up like another $1 billion. Okay. BNB is pumping at $76 billion. Solana is sitting at $61 billion. USDC has put in like $3 billion over the last couple of months. XRP is sitting at $31 billion. Now, I did share an exclusive XRP video with you, and I'm going to show you one very much specific thing in today's channel that needs to tell you that XRP is definitely going to be a massive part of the future, almost as much as what we know Bitcoin will be. So I would not leave that one behind. This one definitely shouldn't even be in the top 10. It's just a state version of Ethereum and really just should not be in the top 10. But anyways, it still has a market cap of 24.6 billion. Dogecoin, 14 billion. Tron, 13 billion. Ton, 13 billion. Cardano, 11.8 billion. Very interesting. AVAX is only sitting at about 8.9 billion. To catch up to Cardano is going to take about 3 billion. Okay. That's about a 30% increase on AVAX. AVAX has already been there. It's done that. It's going to do it again. And it is going to overtake Cardano. Even though as as much beautiful things as Cardano is doing, we're seeing some very interesting things happen out there. Now, I know that Cardano is expecting, excuse me, the new upgrade and the new update very soon, which at the end of the day will absolutely completely decentralize Cardano. It will give it the power that it needs. But I still think AVAX is going to take it, and it's going to beat its ass right up into the top 10. I own both cryptos. I own a decent bag of both of these cryptos. But my favorite to use is definitely AVAX. It's just simple, cheap, really affordable, and very, very cool. Chainlink is a very specific type of chain, so it will help other chains connect to the real world and connect real world assets to crypto. Near protocol, for me, that is a massive, massive coin out there in this wonderful world. It's a big AI crypto, and it ain't even done what it's gonna do just yet. This has a minimum 10x on it. The near will take it up to like a $43 billion market cap, bringing us like into the top 10 possibly. That's a good competitor. Casper, yeah, I think it'll get very much high into the $5 region, which could take us to like $100 billion market cap. But is it going to get into the top 10 right now? I'm not so sure. So many beautiful coins. Polygon, I don't know what's going on with Polygon. Polygon's been dying a slow death, even though there's stuff happening on it. Polygon is still a good coin, but at the end of the day, I don't know if it's going to make as many gains as most of these others. And ICP, amazing coin. I do own a nice, beautiful bag of that. Aptos, incredible. Stellar, definitely. Stacks, yes. Those are exchanges. Sui, you got AVAX as well. BitTensor, yes, possibly. Could get up there. Filecoin, a little bit old. Render, definitely immutable. Yeah, highest possible gaming coin, but then again, you have Avalanche. That's a major, major competitor. There's so many beautiful tokens here within the top 100. And all I have to say to you is that if you have not invested in these top 100, use my link down below. I hope you got a nice, decent bag of Brett, because Brett is also only a $750 million market cap right now. This thing could hit a $10 billion market cap, no problem. Taking this to like a 10, 15x already on Brett. Absolutely powerful and amazing. So I really hope that you will be taking absolute incredible profits out there. And right now, I just want to say this to you. If you are not well positioned, I was having a chat with my mate in the gym today. He asked, he said to me, I should get some gold. I said, yeah, I have a bit of gold. I have a bit of silver. But more importantly, I actually really want Bitcoin. And why do I want Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin is the biggest asset of them all. It is the number one asset. It's the highest priced asset in the whole world. Okay. And sorry, from this perspective, digital realm perspective. Okay. And really, Bitcoin for me is the top echelon crypto. It's like the six-wheeler G-Wagon. Okay. And to me, that is my favorite car on the planet, the six-wheeler G-Wagon. What's your favorite car on the planet? Let me know down in the comments below. I know completely random off crypto, but I would love to know. Definitely, I will have one of those cars in the near future, but I'm not going to sell my Bitcoin for one of those cars at all. I'd rather have a broken down, like just a Skodonka, and rather have the Bitcoin. Okay, that's all I just want to say to you. And not that that will happen, because I have been wisely investing in these assets for now longer than 4.5 years. So if you've been part of my Crypto Bliss channel, I do appreciate you. And thank you to my 1.8 thousand subscribers. I'd love to see this smash through that 2,000 level. That would be absolutely wonderful. So much appreciations on that energy. Let's delve into some of the news that we are expecting and seeing. Because late September breakout for Bitcoin likely approaching to crypto analysts, and here's why. I'll show you in a short moment, and let you know what's going on. But if you see here, Raoul Pal predicts breakout for one digital asset sector, says crypto consumer Apple apps to scale the cycle. Not only that, but you have about $6.44 trillion that are piled into money market funds as Bank of America warns rate cuts won't fuel rotation to stocks. This is all noise. It's FUD. This is what they want you to believe. It's what they want you to hear. But really, right now, the money markets are seeing the highest liquidity that is ever seen in it. During this recessional moment here, there was an absolute pull out of the liquidity of money flow markets. Now, what is the significance of that? Well, if there is a possibility that the money printers are going to be turned on, the budgets and spend increases from government is going to be turned on, if there's going to be buybacks of bonds, rate cuts, cheaper money, what else? M2 increased money supply across the world, currency collapses across the world, bank collapses possibly coming in. Well, then all I can say to you right now is that we are going to see the most explicit amount of money come into crypto than has ever been seen before. And this small little $2.14 trillion gets absolutely gulped up by what's happening on the money markets. Now, the money markets, people are going to realize that, they can actually make more money by storing their wealth into Bitcoin, first of all, the number one asset on the planet, no doubt, and maintaining their wealth in Bitcoin and some of the other crypto assets. Now, I don't want to just say it's only going to be Bitcoin, because there are thousands of other cryptocurrencies, okay? But Bitcoin is the number one. It has the most amount. It will always have the most amount, and it will always be the number one. There just cannot be one that will outperform Bitcoin. If you know Bitcoin, there will never be an outpace of Bitcoin. Never from Ethereum, never from Tether, never from any of these, ever. Okay, so the only one that I believe would have really tight competition to the rest is Ethereum. The rest will compete with Ethereum. Solana is already competing with Ethereum quite heavily in terms of volume, numbers, wallets, all of this. So people are using crypto. And if you are not using crypto, you best be using my Bybit link down below. Get yourself up to $30,000 deposit bonus. My trades are all bleeding right now. And I took one trade just now before I went to the gym, ZRX USDT. And within 40 minutes of that gym, it took profit. So that's what it is that I will be doing going forward. You can see here that some of my trades are bleeding. I will add more margin to them in a moment. I just want to let the market just do what it's supposed to be doing right now. And as you can see here, I drew this falling wedge pattern, which has broken out and it is retesting. So with the MACD pushing up, I feel as though we would probably unfold and see the potential of this hitting back up here to the 60,000 level, possibly even up to the 62K level. And then who knows, maybe a bit of a pullback all the way back down to where we are. I don't know. I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is that you can use my links down below. You can get some trading bonuses up to $30,000 deposit bonus from Bybit. And Bitflex will give you up to $88,888. And with those two together, you can get $128,888. Okay, this is my small account that I put small amount, like $100 in for you guys, and we trade with $100 and we make our account go up. We don't win every trade, but we make our account grow with as small as $5, $1 even into some trades. Okay, look here, there's $4, $3. Okay, you can do whatever it is that you feel comfortable with doing. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and you'll find out how when we look at certain trades. If you guys would like me to start doing perhaps a live session that is trading based only, and we find specific trades in the market, setups, entry points, take profit, stop losses, and all of these kinds of things, and you want to see an account grow from $10 to $10,000, let me know down below and let's start a little bit of a journey. If you want to do that and you want to do it with me, then make sure to hit my Bybit link down below. Hit a comment so that I know how many of you would like to see that. If there are enough of you that would like to see some live trading sessions, proper live trading, fully focused, no news, nothing else, then let me know down in the comments below. If there are more than, I would say, if there are more than 50 of you down below that would like to see that, then I will commit to an additional evening during the week, okay, that does this for you, okay? So if you appreciate that, show some love. Let's delve right into the rest of the news articles here. All right, so if you didn't believe that people were accumulating, well, whales and sharks have gobbled up. Oh, and that's by the way, happy spring day to those in the southern hemisphere. And I do this. It's not conspiracy theory, it's conspiracy realism. Okay. In other words, not conspiracy. So $7.863 billion in Bitcoin as impatient traders drop their holdings. Okay. But the whales and the sharks, the biggest, the most smartest investors, are gobbling up Bitcoin while people are offloading their Bitcoin. I don't know about you, okay, but I continue to buy Bitcoin and buy these crypto assets because what I'm going to show you in the remainder of this live session is literally going to blow your mind out the water. All right. Not only that, but we have Celsius, bankrupt crypto lender Celsius, redistributing $2.5 billion back to creditors. Unfortunately, I haven't got mine back yet, and I don't know why. So I'm busy communicating, and I'm seeing what the heck is going on. But I'm also outstanding a couple $1,000s out of this that will essentially be paid back to me, which would be absolutely wonderful because you can see here, if they're being paid back, it means that there's settlements, there's money in the system, there's money being made. And just like this happy purry kitty on a full moon, okay, that's how you'd feel if you got your money back. So I hope you have got your money back. For me, we can see that late September is a breakout is likely for Bitcoin and is approaching. So let's go and see what Rec Capital says here. History suggests that Bitcoin tends to break out 150 to 160 days after the halving. That would mean Bitcoin would break out from its reaccumulation range in late September, which is very coordinated with the wonderful, okay, which is in the end of September is in 28 days time, so minus the 62 from the 28 leaves us with about 34 odd days, 33 odd days left that we would potentially wait for the extreme of the bull market. But in the meantime, from where it's currently at, it creeps sideways to up. Okay, so without any mention of the bullshit from all the noise and all the FUD and everything else out there in all wonderful ways, October is a wonderful month. Okay, September is often called Redtember. Okay, because it is often down by minus 4.48%. I showed you that in this video. Go check this video out. I will leave it pinned up there for you, but you do not want to miss out on that video because it speaks about the average monthly returns and how important it is for Bitcoin. Where in October, the average monthly return is about 23%. So we're definitely going to be seeing some insanely massive gains that will be coming from September onwards. All right, end of September, or is what we're referring to. Now, generally, you can see here is about 500 days after the halving is the peak of the cycle. 500 days is the peak of the cycle. 500 days. Now, this is the weekly, okay? 78, 74, 78 is the end of the cycle, which is 15th of September next year. Isn't it interesting that September is the red timber month? So in other words, that should be the high, and that's where literally Bitcoin should essentially crash all the way on its ass, like it does at all the peak cycles. Okay, you can see there. This was about September odd. Okay, boom. September, boom. All right. Anyways, man, my family are talking lots on WhatsApp there, and I closed the app. I'm not sure why. It just keeps coming through. So love them lots for all of that. Now, the one thing that I want to go and share with you going forward is that even though we are seeing all of this noise, we could expect a few trillion coming into the crypto space. With Telegram's 2023 revenue, that comes 40% into crypto. Gold dealers are doing some crazy stuff out there as well. I don't know about you, but I'm heavily invested into crypto. And if you have a look at the incredibly popular 200-week moving average heat map indicator, all right, it's very obvious that down here, and let's go and have a proper squiz at the colors while we are down here so that you have a very good indication, but percent increase in monthly moving average. Look, you can see here, like bugger all, pretty much bugger all percentage, 4 to 6% while it's in the blue. But then the 200 moving average, once it starts hitting this 8 out of here, this turquoise, smashes right through into heat territory, which could end us up in like a 16 to 18 territory, basically, in the overheated map. Now look at what we're at right now. We're still in the blue. We're still like down here. Yeah, we're probably at a 5 or 6 in this chart right now. That's one indication that we're still very much, we like here, we like this, and here, like this here. We're still early in this market. Now, Bitcoin, if those of you who don't believe that Bitcoin is continuously profitable, well, have a look at this. Okay. Bitcoin's total days been around and alive and forever around has been 3,846 days. The total profitable days is 3,693 of those days, which means that Bitcoin has been out of its entire life 96.02% profitable. What? So even with the bear cycles, if you hold Bitcoin from the beginning, and if you hold Bitcoin, buy it in the bear markets, okay, is the best place. But if you just continue to hold Bitcoin, it's only ever had 156 unprofitable days, which is 4% of the total. I don't know if you are comprehending what it is that I'm saying to you, because if what it is that you're seeing that I'm saying to you, you can see here that the worst and most unprofitable days out of the entire lifespan of Bitcoin has been in the last, since 26th of February, pretty much. It has been the most unprofitable time in Bitcoin. Okay. And why is that? Well, I'm going to say this to you because we've had this absolutely ridiculously sideways capitulation since here. This has been since 2nd of March. Since 2nd of March, since the 23rd of February, we have been fucking moving sideways like it's boring. It is so boring. I get it. It is terrible. But hold on, I'm getting to a point here. If you give up now, you will be giving up everything that you worked so hard for. Because out of this entire time, you can see that only 4% of the time, which has only been this 6 months, 8 months, 6, 7 months, okay, it has been the most unprofitable time for Bitcoin. But if you hold on to your Bitcoin into the future, you will become part of that 96% profitable days in Bitcoin. and you will then be part of the wealthy that you deserve to be. So let's move on. If you still believe that Bitcoin is going to continue down, well, then the rainbow chart that I keep showing you continues to intensify, and we're still now in the green. We're in the accumulation phase of the rainbow chart, which it has never, ever, ever, ever been wrong. Okay, so from the halving date to the high is always 500, just over 500 days, 515 to about 550 odd days. Okay, we have just gone past the halving like 4 months ago, 5 months ago now. And so you are still in a position to accumulate still very cheap Bitcoin, hodl it all the way into the bubble territory, which could possibly in October, I called it October, so the end of October, okay? I said the end of October over here, a $300,000 Bitcoin price. So for me, that's my target. I'm sticking to that. That is very, very much maximum bubble territory. And you should, when altcoins reach the same level in its rainbow chart, you should get out of your altcoins. I'm not saying sell your Bitcoin, okay? Because never sell your Bitcoin, okay? Because if you can see, once again, Bitcoin has had 3,693 profitable days out of 3,846 days, which means that 96% of its lifetime it has been profitable, which means that if you sell Bitcoin, you are losing money. Okay, if you sell your Bitcoin, you are losing money. Let that sink in right now. Let me know your comments down below on that juicy, juicy thought. Because as you can see here, from all the way down here to all the way up here, it has only really gone up non-stop. And that's just the empowering energy of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So for me, I would just be very, very much patient, because at that point, okay, I would say maybe a blow off top into January of 2026. Okay, that is my absolute ultimate and last extreme. I would say it would not go further than that. And at that point, we would see maximum bubble territory of 334,000 to about $450,000 Bitcoin. All right. Do you see what I'm saying? And then, might I say to you, because I have always on the channel, in my videos, in my live sessions, I have always said to you, because I've only been around for really the middle to the top of last cycle and the full top of this cycle. And so I'd like to say to you that without this happening right now, okay, you can see that what happens is that generally about 18 months after, we fall right back into the blue. So on my channel, I've been telling you, and I'm going to show you this before I give you the answer, that Bitcoin always came back down to the bottom end and sat on the bottom end of the rainbow. That's the beauty behind the rainbow. And so you see bottom to blue to red, blue to red, blue to red, blue, not quite the red, but almost. I think this was the worst manipulated market. Blue, are we heading up to the red? And then once we fall back after the end of the peak of the cycle, an estimation of the bottom of the bull cycle, the bear cycle, excuse me, should probably in effect take place. And before I show you, I have always said it would come back down to about $50,000 to $60,000 from the $300,000 to $450,000 level. That's a mad drop. But again, that's like the usual Bitcoin 80% to 90% drops. It just is what it is. Although this previous bear cycle, the drop was much lower than it has ever been. So for me, we could see the bear cycle unfold and take place probably throughout the rest of 2026. And I would say that in August to September would very much of 2026 would end up being the bottom of the next bull cycle. And that bottom is, as you can see right here, at on the blue color, is between 40, call it $50,000, where we currently dipping into, where we dipped into recently, to $65,000. That's what I've just said to you, right? So for me, this is a major and interesting cycle that we are going to unfold. So it's going to pull back hard, no doubt. But don't sell your Bitcoin, because if you sell your Bitcoin, you will never get it cheaper than what you're buying it at today, is my point. Never, ever will you get it cheaper. And I'm just saying this. Don't hold a gun to my head for this. But I just want to share with you that with the fact that I'm speaking about lots of altcoins, okay, you can see here that the altcoins do a specific breakout pattern, retest pattern, a breakout of the triangle, ascending triangle pattern, and boom. Okay, are we going to do and see the same, sitting at about a $6.5 trillion? I've called an $8 trillion market cap this cycle just for altcoins. Okay, just for altcoins, but that's including Ethereum. Okay, so I don't know about you, but with the total market cap of assets around the world has increased by about $10 trillion this year alone. Okay, where's the money coming from? Where is it being printed? Where is it coming from? It's coming from M2 money supply. I've shown you this on multiple videos. So you can see here that gold in itself, and chatting to my mates in the gym today, we were talking about gold. Cool. Gold has had the most amount of capitalization come into it. Gold has had about $4 trillion worth come into it. And no wonder gold is hitting. No wonder gold is hitting an all-time high here currently as we really are speaking. It's been trying to attempt a new all-time high. And make no mistake, it is going to continue to go up. And my personal target, before we see any sort of significance, is about 3,000. Okay, we're still quite a way away, but yet Bitcoin has not had this same extreme rally. We're about 19 to 20% away from reaching that high of that $3,000. That will be the next move in gold, undoubtedly. But there is one thing that I will show you. So make a chart that will show you where I compare gold to Bitcoin. Stay tuned until the very end so that you know what that looks like. So with a very small market capitalization currently of $2.1 trillion in the entire crypto space, with more than half of that being in Bitcoin, about 57, 58% of it being in Bitcoin. If we go and actually have a look at Bitcoin dominance, where's Bitcoin dominance? Bitcoin dominance is here. If we're going to have a look at Bitcoin dominance, we can see that currently we're at 58%. I still believe we could, with the influx and inflow of liquidity and capitalization coming into Bitcoin, could reach this horizontal level here at about 61 to 62% Bitcoin. And that's why I've put this chart here, basically saying that we would eventually reach the resistance of the down sloping triangle, and we would essentially possibly reach here and hit the hard rejection. Once we hit this level of rejection, whether it's here at this point or up here, okay, that will be the signal for altcoin season. And then, my goodness me, you will make, if you are well invested in the altcoins I've been sharing on the channel, especially these AI coins, AVAX, XRP, some meme coins, some of the narratives I've been speaking about, my goodness me, you are going to become exceptionally and extraordinarily wealthy, because most of those coins, if it does happen from that level, will gain about 30% strength against Bitcoin. And in relativity, I'd like to say give it times the power of 10. So most of these coins could outperform Bitcoin by about 3x or 300%. Okay, that is massive, huge, big, gigantic. All right, let's move on here. right now, I have drawn this line for you. So even though we are in the sideways trading pattern here at the moment, okay, we're in between the two yellows. That's as simple as it is, okay. We have also this down sloping, and there's multiple angles on it, bull flag pattern, and you can see that it has hit a top and it has been making lower highs and lower lows. Although the 49,000 that I was referring to you is here where we hit on this wick, which bounced all the way down to my horizontal green line, which I have been speaking about for an immense amount of time now. Just remember that this Bitcoin has been sitting sideways for 6 months, let alone prior to that, which I have been speaking about, which we could have hit. Now, there's something very, very interesting brewing up here. Okay, let's have a look. Starting off with the bottom on the RSI, on the stochastic, with this bottom here, and then this bottom busy unfolding with this higher low busy happening. Now, I don't take this as the low because it was a wick down, but this wick is is lower than this, and this is getting higher, and then this is now getting higher. So with all of that starting to take place, plus we have the MACD looking like it's starting to want to pull back up. Okay, if you can have a very much a closer look there, it's starting to look like it's also making higher lows. Okay, for a magical starting point, that's where I would put that. Maybe it could pull down a little bit more. Okay, but right now we're gathering the momentum to go absolutely ballistic. Okay, we've seen a tremendous amount of sell pressure here, and here. There's now time for the buying pressure to come back into Bitcoin. So with everything that is unfolding, you can see the higher lows busy forming here very nicely. I do believe that we could actually start to see a nice bounce off of Bitcoin, a pullback here, and then a bounce up here, pullback, and then maybe we start to get the breakout in November, which I want to give us, in fact, let's leave that there, and I want to give us a vertical line, and I want to say the 4th of November, okay, which is when we should see the American results, ironically is around this time. Now, I want to make this line a different color so that we can actually see. In fact, let's go make it green, because this is essentially where we should start to see the bull cycle now start to make its freaking rally. It's pumping. All right, so not long left. All right, now there's one other chart that I'd like to go and show you, and so a couple other charts, so this is the cup, this is the handle that we've been talking about. The target for that out of this level is a incredible 130K target. Wow. Well, with us finding support on this very beautiful upward channel here. So we broke out of the channel right here through the resistance that I put there, up the channel. Okay, we've now pulled back to retest the channel. Are we going to essentially make a gigantic pump to the upside? I don't know. I actually have to take this channel for what it is, and I need to get an understanding that once we do break out, and very interesting, when is that channel? Put it very close to our exit date. Let me go and get this line and somewhat pull this line out of here. And even if we had to go plonk sideways for now and retest, that still would give us an estimated, see, I can't. Okay, let's go. I need to somewhat clockwise turn this thing. Okay, let's pull. It's not going to give me accurate. Okay, boom. Okay, it's not going to be accurate, but that target is about 165K, and estimated. Okay, now if you go and have a look at our cup and handle pattern, our Bitcoin dominance pattern, our very, very positively, powerfully cyclical patterns of 500 days after the bull cycle, literally just to the T, you really reach the top of the bull market. So let's go and have a look at that. So from there to there gives us an S. In fact, the top of the bull cycle was all the way here. That's 546 bars. All right. This candle, which I drew for you guys months and months and months ago, is where I told you, and that, interestingly so, would be the breakout. Holy fucking moly. Are you seeing this? Even I'm surprised by my own work. And that's not in an egotistical way. It's just the patterns become obvious the more you look at it, the more you realize what the chart actually does. So yes, that's an incredibly powerful exit plan. And if we look at the days, essentially 500 days, let's go and see 500 odd days. I put there, okay, that's 498 bars. Look at the date, 1 September 2025. So if we give it the benefit of a doubt and we maybe say 530 days, okay, 535 days, that takes us to the 5th of October 2025. My date call was the 25th of October 2025 for the cycle end peak, literally to the T. So we all know that with the pi cycle indicator, where's the pi cycle indicator? I left it here. Did I leave it here? No, it wasn't there. Okay, is it here? No, yeah, that was the pi cycle indicator. Okay, so the pi cycle, I didn't put the pi cycle here. That's why. Okay, let's drop the pi cycle on here just for one very, very quick. In fact, let's go and do it on the Gemini chart. I'll show you now, just very quickly after Ethereum. So here, Ethereum on a support line. Look at the support line. Look at the strength on where it is that Ethereum is targeting. Look at this. If I had to pull this line even more back, it's got all of this zone. It's got this zone. It's got this zone. And currently, it's got this zone. So for me, I would be very, very conscious about Ethereum finding support at this 2,500 level. And I think that's the bottom for Ethereum. Okay, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. But this is the total 2 chart, and I'm getting to the Gemini chart. Let's go find the Gemini chart actually. So here, okay. So you can see here. Let's leave this as a very, very clear chart here. But in the meantime, look at this massive, massive cycle that's busy actually unfolding here. And holy fucking moly, if I tell you guys what I'm seeing right now, is this going to blow your mind out the water? Make some noise on the channel. Tell me how much you just enjoy crypto. That's all I want to know. Okay. This is a massive, massive head and shoulders pattern. Okay. I'm going to leave that there for you while I put this pi indicator on. Pi cycle, highs and lows. Let's wait for it to load. Okay. Look at how to the T the pi cycle indicator is. To the T. Look at the bottom. Okay. To the T. Look at the bottom. On this one, it was not to the T. Okay. Because there was an additional bottom here. It was a few weeks out on that one. Holy schmackle moly. We are still sitting here amongst the EMA ribbon, which almost looks very much similar to this moment down here where it was entangling itself and getting ready to make its next move up. Now, what did it do from that point to that point was an incredible 700%. Okay, so even if we had to only hit half of that right now from where we are, okay, and just say, like I said to you, 300%. 300% would give us an estimated $237,000 Bitcoin. Now, if we were to hit the ridiculous 700% maybe, that would take us to a 472,000 Bitcoin. So doesn't this all start to talk and align so very incredibly beautiful and incredibly lovely with the fact that we are seeing all of the charts that I'm just sharing with you speaking about the exact same thing at the exact same time, somewhere in at the end of October, end of September to October 2025 would become the new bull market high. Now, I want to go and share just a couple more charts with you and just the total 3 market cap right here. Total 3 market cap finding support. RSI getting ready at the bottom, new highs here, same, very similar setup to Bitcoin. The altcoins are getting ready to blow through this level here. I do think that we are going to, on altcoins, pump through, hit this very, very busy area up here at the 618. We're probably going to find that we blow up to the 786, and then we kind of sit and hover here for a little while before Bitcoin then continues its rally. But at the same time, this could also just fuck right off to the moon and give us that I said $8 trillion, guys. I call an $8 trillion market cap in total. In total 3, it might be a bit difficult, but I think Ethereum could end up, if Bitcoin ends up at a kind of 6 to maybe even an 8 to 10 trillion, 6 to $10 trillion market cap, I think we could see Ethereum easily at a 1.5 to 2.5 trillion dollar market cap. Okay, which will contribute about 25% of this entire market cap. So that would mean that altcoins would probably reach a massive $6 trillion market cap. With that being said, you can see here that the total 3 minus USDT divided by BTC, in other words, is how these coins are bleeding against Bitcoin. They've been dying against Bitcoin, guys. They've been just dying heavily against Bitcoin. But right now, we're at the most prime echelon time to be buying and accumulating all altcoins so that we can take the rally and the pump up against Bitcoin, okay, and increase the incredible power that we have seen. And honestly, that's the target at a 1.34. I don't know if it'll hit that, but right now we could see that, as I said, it's about 30%, right? That altcoins could gain against Bitcoin. I mean, some altcoins could gain like literally 100%, 1,000% against Bitcoin, okay? And if you had 1 Bitcoin, you'd convert that into 1,000 Bitcoin, just as the example. I'm just using it as a high example, okay? I don't know if you'd risk your Bitcoin, but all I'm saying to you is that with a massive, massive bull market looming, and I just want to point out that the breakout, of course, is going to be this neckline. I don't want to draw it in this chart, but you can see that in, where is it? You can see that in this chart right here, okay? That is the neckline that essentially we would want to break out of, and that neckline is sitting at the pretty much all-time high of 72, call it 73K. Once Bitcoin breaks through 72K, it's on. It's on. Alrighty. So let's move on now, because gold, as much as it's making its all-time highs here, Bitcoin, as you see, has not done this recently, okay? So Bitcoin is sitting like at this current point that gold was. So Bitcoin still has a move like this to make and catch up from the incredibly $3.5–4 trillion that we've seen go into gold through that moment that I was just expressing to you right now. That happened this year. That happened from January, pretty much, that we had $4 trillion worth of gold come into this asset. That is mad. It's had a 52% increase since last year, December. All right, let's move on. Now, this is the very interesting thing, though. Gold has been recently making some sort of a comeback from Bitcoin, okay, on Bitcoin. But I still am not convinced, okay, because right now, that is currently the low and the level that we are essentially seeing on this. And I would suggest that we bounced off here, but this is very much a bear flag pattern that is unfolding here. Oops, delete that. This is a bear flag pattern that you can see is unfolding there. Okay, look at that bear flag pattern, okay, and it's reaching its top side once again. And the bear flag pole is going to be from there to there, okay? And I did show this to you a little while ago that if we were to break this, okay, that we would come back right down to the bottom of this kind of falling wedge pattern. Look at my squiggles that I drew for you, my blue lines. We would come down to the bottom end of this falling wedge pattern. This is mad. This is mad, mad, mad. This is a huge signal to us in the market. Now, remember that Bitcoin, and I'm going on to the weekly because, gosh, I actually have to really scroll down like absolute crazy because you can see how much gold has actually eroded against Bitcoin. you used to be able, with 1 ounce of gold, you used to be able to buy 131.7 thousand Bitcoin. Okay, all the way back up there. It dropped on its fucking ass. Now in 2023, you could buy 0.07 Bitcoin, which is a 1.9 million x erosion against Bitcoin. So remember that Bitcoin is a divisible, fungible. It's not tangible, but it's a digital asset. It's micro units. Its divisibility is easy. Its storability, its wealth increase, its protection against inflation and money printing, all of these things. Bitcoin is a much better asset than gold. So you can only imagine when Bitcoin hits a $17 trillion market cap, what that would actually look like. I'd love to go and have a very quick squiz at that. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get the numbers on this calculator, but 17 trillion. If, yes, 17 million, 100, so 1.7 billion, 70, 170, okay, so 17 trillion divided by 21 million Bitcoin gives us an $810,000 Bitcoin. Just by the way, that from today's current pricing, today's current price is where we're sitting at 58,500, okay, divided by 58.5 thousand, we are 14x away from there. So if those of you who don't believe that Bitcoin still has more than a 10x in it, I don't know what you're thinking, because even the rainbow chart is telling us that all the way up here in the bubble territory, possibly by the end of 2036, we could see a $4.5 million Bitcoin. What the fuck? What? Did you just hear what I said to you? So today, if you invested in Bitcoin and got 1 Bitcoin at $58,000, okay, you did whatever you could. You mortgaged your house, you buy 1 Bitcoin, you hold it, you store it on your Nano or your whatever. You wait 12 years, your 1 Bitcoin goes from 58,000 to nearly 5 million, guys. That is 100x in Bitcoin. Okay, for those who don't believe that Bitcoin still has massive gains ahead of it. So drawing back here, you can see that we're on the expansion. So higher lows on the MACD, bullish divergence busy happening on the RSI. The expansion phase has to come once we hit a breakout. Once we get a nice solid green candle coming in here on the weekly, looking forward like this to test the red line here, which happens to be that line there that we're referring to, okay, all the way up here, which the breakout is 65,000. Once we hit that 65,000, we're not so far away from it. So we're currently about 10% away. Can you hold on 10% right now? I'm pretty confident you can. With that being said, you can see here that USDT dominance also is busy building its bear flag. Look at the size of this bear flag. The target brings us down all the way to 2% dominance. Okay, that's mad. With that, others, you can see others, okay, which is the crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10 dominance, okay, percentage. This is the daily. We have yet to see something divine come out of this. With higher lows busy forming right here, you can see that we are looking bullish, extremely bullish. And looking at that level, we are looking mighty bullish. Once we break out of this, this is when we start to see the altcoins begin to rally. Now, the last chart that I want to share with you, I think I actually showed you that. So anyways, I hope this has been an incredibly insightful, knowledgeable, beautiful video for you. And if you have enjoyed it, show some love, subscribe to the Crypto Bliss channel, and truly appreciate all of you. Make sure you use my links down below to come and trade with me, because we are rocking this world out there. So much love. Thank you to you. And we'll see you on the next one. You blessed, beautiful souls. Take care and have a lovely, strong head. I say strong. If you go and look at etymology, I say strong because we are strong. We are not weak. Okay. Take care.